everyone. We're back here. Well, I'm back. Finally, goodness gracious.
No
Ant
shit.
found me. But we're
Tracking
here with
now.
a very honored
Yeah.
to have this guest here.
Yeah.
The first returning player to the 73s we
Yep.
are having on the
Yep.
podcast in this calendar year.
Mm-hmm.
Lazar Dragicevic. He's here. 13 points, 16 regular season games, and 6 points in 3 playoff games.
2 points.
Great
a game.
stats on this guy.
Not a big deal.
No
eh?
big
Not
deal.
A big deal. No big deal.
Lazar, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good.
Dude.
Feeling good to be here and excited.
This has been a long time coming. Like, I've been bugging you all fucking season,
Yeah,
like,
I
to
know.
get you on. And, it was just, oh, well, we couldn't line anything up, obviously. But it's like, it's been a while, bro.
It has been.
How's your summer been?
It's been good. Just been working away and training as much as I can.
So what do you do for work?
I'm a plumber. Well, I'm getting my plumbing apprenticeship, working at Encore Mechanical.
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
Do you work with your ass crack hanging out too, or what?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, normally plumbers do. They call it plumber's crack for a reason, no? Okay, I'm just throwing that out.
No,
there.
that's a
But
fair.
I'm just saying. You been playing any golf?
No, I'm not a big golfer, really.
Really?
I think
Hockey
I've
guys
went
are
out-
always
I
golfers.
think I've gone out like 3 times.
Well, it's more than most guys.
It's about the same as me.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tristan, who hasn't even been out to play with me yet this year. Just saying. Just throwing that
I
out
don't want to
there.
make him look bad. That's all.
Oh, here we go.
we all know you got that long drive with the short game. Oh, I'm kidding.
I've been golfing a lot.
We're all getting better. But no, so I guess we'll start with the
Yeah.
start of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you AP'd last year, went casually point per game. Did very well. 5 goals in 7 games, one of which was against Lakeshore, I believe.
I'm just making sure that this is running. Go ahead.
You dropped the mic, Ant, so.
We're good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, just
And-
making sure.
So,
Blooper. All right.
7 points in 7 games last year.
Yeah.
I should say 2 years ago, now that
Mhm.
we're in the off season.
Mhm.
And then this past season, you start out with the Maroons, have 4 points with them in, I think, just over 20 games. So obviously, talk a little bit about your experience there, and then at which point does Mike Paley give you that crucial call?
I don't know. It was pretty good there. I liked it. The guys were great. Coaching was good.
Mhm.
I was just third line grinder with Sam Warner, and it was mostly just us two, third
Yeah.
line, fourth line, and we just bounced back and forth, and we just balls to the walls every shift, and just create energy for the boys to get them going.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was pretty good. And then Mike kind of started noticing that I wasn't playing too much, and we were kind of talking back and forth, and he's like, oh, like, if you ever need a spot to play, like, you can always come back down to Essex. And I was like, oh, I'm keeping that in mind. And then around Christmas time, I kind of had enough of it, and was just like, well, let's give her an Essex and have
Yeah.
another good year.
Mhm. Dude, when you first came in, so like I didn't know who you were, obviously, right? And we had just started like working with the team, so
and doing like the actual
yeah.
game
So we were
broadcast,
like
too.
when we were like, so this was our first year zoned in on the team, like really zoned in on the team. So like when you came in and everything, and I'm like, I was asking you, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like, you come in and he's like this stocky kid, and you know what I mean? And he's like sniping, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like, I was asking you, I'm like, where'd he come from? And then you started telling me, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, you just, well, for me anyways, you came out of left field for me. Like, I'm like, this kid, he's coming in. I'm like, handsome bastard. He's sniping. He's like, you know, and it was just, you were a perfect fit to the team. So, like, how was it, like, rolling in here first day or whatever at the team? Was everybody, like, did you know any of the guys or, like, stuff like that?
Yeah, I knew most of the guys just from APing
Okay.
2 years ago, I guess you could say now.
Okay, yeah.
But a lot of the new guys, it was just great. Like, I came in, they were all nice about everything. They're like, oh, how's it going, all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
There wasn't really anything bad at all. It was just very welcoming, and it was great.
Yeah, Essex is like that. It's awesome like
yeah,
that.
like it's such a good environment,
Mhm.
especially for new guys.
Yeah,
Like everyone we've talked to, be it on the podcast or just
yeah.
around the rink, wherever you are,
Mhm.
they all say like the culture is different here, and that comes with the responsibility, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's an expectation that you're going to be the best team, if not the best, the second best in the division, but you're still, on paper, you're the best team. And we only got better when we added Lazar.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that was crazy. I was so excited when that happened because I knew I was like, oh, I hate all those guys that, they move up to junior B just for the sake of moving up. I knew you had the skill to do it, and especially like the physicality, right? You're growing, you're getting bigger, but it's like, man, what could those guys do in just one level down, right? And it showed right away. Boom,
sure,
almost point per game in the regular season. Had some crazy goals in that time, dude. Why weren't you cracking the hat trick? Come on.
Yeah, what is going on here right now? Okay, like I'm like throwing cash down on you.
Yeah,
to
we're
get hat
losing
tricks
marketing here. We're hat trick hockey. We're not 2-goal hockey. We're just razzing you.
No, but we always laughed because I'm sure you heard us on the pod. We're like two goals again. Like we don't know what this guy. I kept saying, shoot for the empty nets. Like shoot from our end. Like shoot for however you got to. But like, was it just couldn't get a bounce your way? You're trying to set guys up. Like I kept saying, Lazar, be aggressive. Like shoot it. You have 2 goals. Like shoot it. But it was just, and I know you're all about the boys and you're a team guy and this and that, and I know that. But why no hat tricks, man?
I guess I just couldn't pull it together. But at the same time, I just didn't want to be selfish, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah,
But sometimes you got to be, baby. Rip it.
Yeah, I know.
Rip it. Sometimes, too, I'm like, and I could tell, like, you were, and I know, like, there was a few times where I could tell that you wanted to shoot, but I'm like, I know you're trying to be a team guy, and you're a nice guy. You're a classy guy. So, like, I know what you're trying to do, but I kept saying to you, I'm like, I wish he'd just shoot it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, first off, like you just said, I noticed that right away too. Like when I met you, I was chatting when I was up doing the broadcast. I think we chat a couple times. He comes in dressed all sharp and really, really humble. Like I gotta commend you on that, man. Like big time. And you took everything in stride. Whether it's like if you're not doing so hot, you're feeling sick or whatever. Even if it's everyone gets that healthy scratch, right? You took it in stride, and you wore it on your sleeve, and like the games you got into the playoffs, you proved why. Oh, here's why I should be on the ice, and you'll get another shot at that this year. But going back to what Ant was just saying about this not wanting or maybe not able to crack that hat trick, talk about the one game you were almost there. You get a 3-on-1. You don't have to name drop, but talk about what happened there.
Well, I don't know. I guess he could have seen more net than I saw for him.
yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of wide open back door, but honestly, we were already up like what, 10-2 or something.
It was rough. It was a rough go.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nice to get the hat trick, but.
But even then, the part that sucks too is like, even if you do score that goal, and it's like, okay, now it's 11-2, you're like, you want to celebrate it, but you really can't. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you do, then there's going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
do you guys, that's a question I guess we've never asked. Do you guys ever feel bad when it gets to a point like that? Or are you just like, no, we're just going to keep cracking down? Is it like a mentality thing? Or
Well, for me, I'm not that big in celebrating my goals. I just kind of get around with the guys and like, good
act
job,
like you've done
all
it
that
before,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
I'm not a big like showboater. I mean, obviously, when everyone was younger, everyone was like throwing the bow and arrow.
Yeah, the
exactly.
drag, the
heartbreaker, patty cake.
Yeah,
That's
funny.
I don't know. I feel like everyone on the team was kind of the same. I was like, all right, we're up like 10-2 or 10-1 or even like 5-1. It's like, all right, just go straight to the bench, no train. And it was
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of holding their own.
I was waiting in one of those games for someone like Dowling to just pull off like a Michigan or something.
Oh,
because you know those guys have the skill to do it. He almost had a goal. Was it Dresden or Blenheim? He came down on the wing and went between the legs and like hit it off the crossbar.
What was crazy too is when you guys started the year last year, you guys went on this rip where it was like,
well, it was bad.
Slaughterfest
He's still in Chatham at that point,
after,
so you must have been. When Mike calls you must be like, oh hell yeah!
It was like,
dude,
bro. It was like It was like 13-1, 10-1, 9-0, and like I'm sitting at the games. Well, I have to do all the score updates, right? So like I'm like updating. Like
he didn't even watch the game half the time.
I didn't even
still looking on his phone. I'm like, oh,
yeah, you guys pissed me off for all. Okay, so like I'm sitting there and you guys would score. I'd be like, oh,
and then,
okay.
well,
so I'm updating, and then it was like, bam, they'd score again, and I'd be like, like here I am trying to, and then I tried to update again. You guys would score again. And
they
it
had
was
like a lull in the middle of the season, and then at like that Christmas time when they got like, Seth Martineau and you and like
yeah.
then you guys picked
Well,
up
that
the
would
score
then
again,
now
and, like,
we were cooking,
and
because
then
that's
like obviously this is another thing we're gonna want to touch on. Like Tony Porowski comes in and
that's
like
huge. So I was literally just gonna say that.
Yeah.
So did you come in before or after the coaching change?
It was kind of I was in the mix.
In the mix, okay,
So,
because
I came in and he kind of came in at the same time.
okay, because it was like we went on this like unreal run where we were like mashing teams, and then whatever happened, we went through this like coaching change, and then in between coaches, Mike was on the bench, so you were probably on the team then, right?
No.
Or no, so you came in with Tony, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
right,
sorry.
okay.
So, but then we had this like, and what I say to you too, I'm like, we're gonna stumble. I'm like, because I know it's gonna happen, because we were at an in between stage where everything was kind of weird.
yeah, there's only been
And
two games that I watched this year.
It
that
was
were-
only 2 or 3 games.
there was a
but
couple
we
with
wobbled.
Mike where it was like
It was a
we
speed
had a
wobble.
tough schedule.
I
Yeah,
know a few games against Walpole, I think we only beat them like 3-1,
Yeah.
4-1, 4-0.
But-
Then I remember it was the weirdest game I watched all year. It was at home. I think it was the only game they lost at home. Maybe one against
was that the
Lakeshore
one we
too.
got shut out?
Yeah, Blenheim.
that was
Blenheim
weird.
shut out 3-0. And it
That
was like,
weird.
what? It was
I don't
just
think
so
he was
weird.
here yet for that though. That
No,
might have been.
I was.
Were
He
you there
was.
for that?
It would have been
Okay.
like one of your
Yeah.
first couple games.
That was,
I think it was my second game.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was the speed wobble that I was talking about, because I was saying to you, I'm like, we're mashing all these teams, and then now we had this, all of a sudden we had this coaching change, and it
Right.
was a completely different culture, right? Like,
Yeah,
because
well,
we went
that's-
from a way offensive team, and now we brought in our new coach. Well, not new, but we brought Tony back.
Yeah, but it
And
was,
he's a way more RN kind of guy. Like, he's
Yeah.
our end of the ice first and this and that. So it's like, it's a completely different coaching style. So that had to have been hard for you guys to adjust, right?
Yeah, he was more of like a defense first. Like if they don't score, you can't lose.
Yeah.
And I think the other coaches were more like just offense.
Yeah. Go, 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 go.
So it was kind of different, changing back. Like a lot of the, I guess, how he wanted us to play was just completely different from how anyone played at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a little bit getting to adjust to, but it wasn't bad.
Do you think it made you a better player?
Yeah, I think so. It made me think more about defense.
A little more
was like-
all-around player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like it's not bad actually coming a little bit lower behind or like under the circle just to help out, get that extra stride down and
Right.
soak a few shots and get some pucks out.
And you got to think when you play like that too, if you're a winger coming in as the late man, it's time and space, right? So
Yeah.
if you're in on the back check, you're the last guy. You're wide open.
Dude,
Walk right in.
I watch you guys block shots, and I'm like, I would never in a million years do that.
it's-
Like, are you kidding me right now? I see how hard some of you guys shoot the puck. I'm like, no.
You got big Brad McAlpine winding up, and
Nope.
oh yeah, I'm just gonna lay
And
right
you
in
just
front of
Imagine Martineau winding up from the point, and you got to slide in front of it.
Well,
Like, no.
Shirky would just throw himself out there, and it's like,
Yeah, well,
dude,
Shirky's an animal. That's why.
the whole team's an animal.
I
though.
know, but
everyone
no.
on that, like,
A lot of guys that eat a lot of shots, though, like Connor ate a lot of shots. Dembo ate
Yeah.
a lot of shots.
a
so
lot of,
so did Bryce in front of the net.
I
like,
know,
I
and I'm
remember
like,
one-
dude, you're 16. Like, don't, man, let that guy with the big pads, let the puck hit that guy. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, but I give you guys full marks, man. Like, here's the funniest thing about shot blocks is I just play men's league, beer league, 35 and over, okay? And I was joking around at a draw, and I said to my goalie, like, I ain't blocking shit, right? The puck dropped. It went back to the point. I just skated. The guy from the point shot it, hit me right here. I didn't even mean to block it. And then all I hear is the goalie laughing behind me because it was me that hit like 30 seconds after I said I wasn't blocking anything. So, man, and that just hit me flat from a guy, beer leaguer. You guys are teeing up. And, like, you're hitting ankles,
oh,
inside of the knees.
Yeah,
and, like, I
it's
watch you.
rough.
I'm like, I was saying to him, I'm like, you couldn't pay me to do what you guys do, man. And it's like I said, man, full marks. Where is the worst one you got? Worst shot block you got?
I think I was younger in a tournament in Newmarket. It was kind of stupid of me, but I slid on my stomach and just ate one right in the rib cage.
Oh,
that was hard.
Did it suck the wind out of you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like I
Those
was just
suck.
down laying there like I was dead.
I'd hate to be a guy blocking his shot though.
Mhm.
If I'm being
Well, that's what I
completely honest,
mean,
probably
like-
the best shot on the team.
Yeah, you have a cannon. Well, that's
you
what
can,
I mean.
You can
Like,
lean into your shot. Like you got to think too. Like you know who you remind me a lot of. Big Kyle Blow.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just a heavy shot like that, but like your accuracy.
why don't you take a lot of slap shots?
Just not enough time.
Okay.
'Cause a
Like,
lot of
even if
guys-
you're just like coming down the wing, like if you don't have a play, do you ever think about just teeing up?
Well, I did once and like just missed in the net. It's kind of
Mhm.
a little bit harder for me to aim a slap shot and just
Oh,
like the time winding up and
Mm-hmm.
What flex do you use?
I use a 70 flex.
Really, that's pretty light.
Yeah.
That's pretty light. You like a whippy?
Yeah. You don't
Really?
gotta put as much power into it, and it's
Oh.
just
That's true.
Have you ever tried one with more flex, like
yeah.
stiffer?
I got a 77 flex as well at home.
Oh,
70%.
okay.
I got a few of those.
I think I use like
Do you
85.
use them in like different situations? Like, are you bring one out for the power play or something? Or
No, it's just whatever I'm feeling. Like in warm ups, I'll try and use both kind of just to see what I'm feeling,
Yeah.
and then it's honestly whatever I feel after. It's like I'm feeling like the stiffer stick a little more. I can put more power into it, and
So do you do it on a night to night basis, like depending on just how you feel during the warm up? That's how you judge it.
sometimes, but most of the time it's just like whatever stick I grab from the stick rack. It's like I'm gonna use this one, and then if I
Okay.
don't like it, I just switch it.
All right.
it's cool though. Pretty adaptable.
What do you use? Which kind do you use?
I got they're all team sticks, the Bauer Vapors, and then I have one Bauer Nexus.
Okay.
But like they're just different kick points, so it's a lot.
Yeah, some
mean,
have the like lower
yeah,
kick point
right.
and stuff like that.
And then I
Yeah.
also have Hyperlight.
Okay.
That one's really light, like
yeah.
really light.
Do you find like do you shoot high a lot with that one?
Not really.
Like when you miss, do you miss high?
Most of the time.
Yeah, because you're just trying to go bar down, eh?
Not always.
That's funny though. No, I never really looked at the sticks you guys use, so that's why I
No,
was
they got-
asking.
Well, it's
Well, they have team sticks.
yeah,
They're
they've got a
like-
good.
They get a
good
certain
funding
amount, I
there.
think, right? You guys get
Yeah.
a certain like number.
4 a year.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 before Christmas and then 2 after.
Do you find that
Christmas
you
night.
go through the 4, or do you like?
This year I didn't break a lot of sticks actually.
Oh,
I don't
that's
think I
good.
broke any with Essex.
And that's weird
Wow.
for a guy that takes face-offs, right? Like
Well,
normally,
do you play? You play right wing though, right?
most
Yeah,
of the time.
most
Yeah.
of the time.
okay, but you do take face-offs once in a while, don't
Sometimes, yeah.
you? Okay, because I take draws all the time. I play center, and I fucking chew through sticks
Oh yeah, well.
because
You get
these
those,
guys
like,
are a
come-
bunch of
come
hackers
right in
too,
on
though,
top and
right?
psh,
That's why I buy
Or
my
they'll
sticks
step
at
right on
CT.
your
I
blade.
buy my sticks at CT. Everybody, why do you buy sticks so cheap? I'm like, I take face-offs.
I can get you a 15% discount there.
Well, let's go, baby. Well, what are you doing here?
Lazar's hooking you up. There you
Well,
go.
What are we doing here? Like, why are we still talking about
Yeah.
this? Oh, we're gonna keep that in mind. You and I are gonna talk.
But what's your favorite goal you've scored as a 73? Regular season or playoffs?
Probably when I was APing my hat trick goal against Amherstburg. Because right before it was this third period, I think I got it. And I'm sitting there next to Trifon, and he's like, if you get one more point, I'm going to quit this team. He's like, you're going to have more points than me in one game that I've had all year. And I just sat there. I was just like the new guy. I just like didn't know what to say.
Sorry, bro.
And we went out there, and I think he was in front of the net with me too. And I put it in, and he's kind of just looking down at me. I'm on my ass, and he's just like, "You motherfucker!"
He's a monster too.
Boy,
that
it's
guy.
huge.
Dude. So it was the Lakeshore game that he came out and played this year. I was
Yeah.
here with E, and I was watching the game here, and you sent me a text. You're like, Trifon is hitting
Oh,
people.
it was last game.
and
It
he's
was
like,
regular
yeah.
season.
And
yeah.
you were like, it is thunderous, the hits that he's
Who
throwing.
did
I'm
he-
like,
was it LaRue?
Oh, yeah.
He stomped someone like on the left boards off like where I'm sitting, like 2 minutes into the game. Boom! Catches him clean shoulder to shoulder.
See,
just
I love that
Flies
stuff,
through the air
man.
into the boards. It was that boy can, and he got even bigger. He put on like 25 pounds from last year.
He's playing football, right?
Yeah, Western.
Western.
Good
yeah.
football program.
Yeah.
Be in with,
He
but
just keeps growing. He doesn't stop.
He's a freak.
and
that
you know what's
kid.
funny? His brother's like 5'7".
Really?
Yeah, Nick Trifon.
And this guy's a monster.
Just huge. I see his brother at the gym, and I'm like, oh, he's not a small guy. He's like built well, but I'm like, dude, your brother is like a foot taller than you.
One thing I like asking the guys, what do we got to do to get over this hump with Lakeshore, man? Like, what do we got to do? They seem to, like, I hate to say it, like, have our number, but it's like, like you said, it's timely goals. Like, they always
so
get
lucky.
they always get that timely play. But, man, what do we got to do? Like,
I think we just have to hit him.
see, I was saying that. I'm like, be physical. Hit him, hit him, hit him.
Well, that
Because even watching some of their games, like in the, what is it, Schmaltz?
Mhm.
Like the first round and second round, there was no hits whatsoever.
I know, but that's the
See,
thing though.
the
When they
thing
played
is-
you guys though, like, and I'm not saying like Lakeshore fans, like, calm down, okay, relax. We're not saying you're garbage, but I'm just saying it was just like they're not a physical team. They're more of a skilled type team where they beat you with just straight skill.
And
they can do it.
I
They're
watched
a
that
great
finals.
team. They're well coached. They're well-rounded team. They have good guys in net. They score goals. They can hit. But that's not their style of game, where that's a little more of our style of game.
Yeah.
So that's why when I was saying to you guys, and I wrote a message to your chat, I sent out a message to you guys, and that was what I said. I'm like, hit him.
Yeah.
Hit him.
Well,
like,
I watched
just
that.
be
I watched
physical.
that finals. That Clarington team, I think, had one guy who would have, like, this is speaking respectfully, one or two guys who would have cracked the 73's roster.
Really, eh? But you said
But
they were super physical,
oh
right?
my gosh, they're to the point of being dirty. Like, they were just
I
like,
love it.
they hack every single whistle. There's an extra cross
Oh,
check.
there's a
There's a
scrum or
slash. Your stick's
something? Yeah.
broken. They don't care if they take a 2. They're gonna take another pim. Like they
Yeah.
were just Lakeshore.
Well, that's just
couldn't-
giving it
They
away
couldn't
if
get
you're-
2 inches.
I
They
know
were like,
Lakeshore just kept getting under their skin though. Like they were just feeding into it, and they were just biting back and getting penalties left and right.
I think one of the things that hurt too is Coov's getting tossed
that
for
game.
6 and 7 hurt because like he's a big physical presence.
Yep.
On our team, and he's like,
well, and he had 2 goals the one
and,
game.
Well, not only that, he's a threat to
Yeah.
score, but he's also like a very physical presence. Like one of the things that I don't know if you were on the team yet. I don't know, you weren't because we still had the old coaches.
Right.
But one of my favorite Coovs moment was when we were playing against Dresden, and they hit Pick behind the net, and they hurt him. And Pick left the game, and I was sitting with your dad, and I said to your dad, I said, "There's going to be a fight." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "There's going to be a fight." Like, Pick got hurt, and I looked over at the corner of my eye, and I seen Coov say something to the kid, and I seen him nod his head, and I said to your dad, my exact words was, "We got action." Your dad's like, "What?" And then the puck dropped, and it was gloves off. What part that kind of shocked me was they took their own helmets off.
Yeah, that's an extra game, isn't it?
But here's the
something like
thing,
that.
because the ref knew, I'm not going to say which ref it was because I don't want him to get in shit. But he, so when you rip your own lids, they're supposed to jump in, right? Well, when they pulled their own lids, both linesmen looked at the ref and he went like this, like just
even
just
the
let him
guys
go.
were saying no.
Yeah, just let him go.
Like the players
And
were.
but he was the part that really impressed me about it was after the fight, the kid was sitting on his ass or whatever. Coos was standing above him. The refs are breaking him up, and he shook his hand.
Yeah, like Coos was pushing him away, and they both got up, and Coos shook his hand.
Shook his hand.
Yeah.
That to me was like, I was like, "Fuck, you're one of my favorite players
Dude,
now."
he's a classy guy. Like I've only chatted with him a few
But-
times. Pretty quiet, but like
yeah, but the
you
part
can
that
tell there's a character
that
there
I
that's-
really liked about you guys is you stood up for each other.
Mhm.
Like it didn't matter whether it be a scrum or they're going after Shirky or they're going after whoever. You guys are always like, whew, and that's one of the things. Did you guys really feel that in the room, or was that something that you guys really focus on was playing as one?
Yeah, it was. Just always, no matter what happened. Like even on the bench, it was like, all right, there's no point in fighting them because it's just gonna get rid of our players.
Yeah.
So it's just stick up for your players. Like if they're getting into something, pull them away.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tony would always tell us, like if Shirk's getting into something, pull him away.
Mm-hmm.
If Coov's getting into something, pull him away. If I'm getting into something, pull me away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know penalties were a big
Oh.
issue.
Well,
Yeah.
it was game 3 in Essex, right? No.
Are we talking Lakeshore series?
Did we go 2-2? Or was
No,
it every
I think
other?
we were doing 1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1. Well, like,
trying to
are you
remember,
talking
was it-
win wise?
Or was it game
It was back and forth.
game 4? I'm trying to remember whatever game they went up. Whatever it was, I know who was reffing, but it was bad. I think Essex took like 8 penalties that game. Shirk had like 4 or 5. It was against Lakeshore, and I think it was for the 2-1
Yeah,
series
did his
lead.
name rhyme with blood?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I know.
I-
I know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
but
It's besides the point.
it was just such a, you're like, man. But I will give him credit.
I don't give a shit. I'll say it.
That game 7 was ref pretty fairly, I thought. I didn't think they
That was Vermast and
they seemed to, or sorry, no, it was game 6 in Essex.
Matty
That's what it was,
Gerard
game 6 in
and
Essex.
Matty
Ref.
Gerard and Hammer, I believe, were
It
the
was
refs then.
Game 6 in Essex, they refed very well.
That's why I'll say
It was Flood again, and he actually redeemed himself. They let the players play, and
It was Flood and Gerard.
yeah,
It was.
yep, that was
boy, man.
that was such a good
Yeah.
game, such a good game.
Mm-hmm. So what's the vibe going into this year? Like, what's the boys like in the chat? Is everybody like, let's go? Like, what are we vibing? What are we doing going into this year?
Everyone's pretty hyped up. Everyone really wants it, and it's looking like we'll bring it back.
So camp's when? Do you guys know when camp is?
I think August 20th.
Okay, so we're like pretty
We're
much
coming up on
inside
it.
a month.
About a month away, yeah.
A month away.
Yep.
Good, man. Man, I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
is it hockey yet?
Dude,
Like,
I can't
my
wait.
son's driving me crazy. He wants to go. I'm like, camp's coming up. So it's like,
It's gonna be awesome.
6 weeks we're in camp. 5 weeks we're in camp. Like, I don't know. I know it's like late August, roughly.
Depending on how the league shapes up and like signings happen,
Mm-hmm.
we could be looking at like this. This should get the fans going, but we could be looking at one of the greatest 73s team.
Well, let's
To-
get over
to-
the
to-
hump
Yeah,
first.
well,
We ain't shit until we get over that hump. I'm
We-
sorry, guys. I
I-
love you, Essex. I love you.
You
I
know
love
what?
you guys. But we ain't shit until we get over that
no,
hump. I'm
that's
sorry.
fair, but I just want to see us walk. Like I obviously it's never going to be a cakewalk. You got Anthony Iaquina behind their bench and stuff
Legendary
like that,
coach,
but like,
yeah.
wouldn't it be so nice to just stick it, to him and get
It
a
would,
sweep?
but here's the thing, though. They've won the Stobbs 5 years running, so that's who
Yep.
we have to go
Yep.
through. You know what I mean? And I don't care what anybody says. In the end, that's who we have to go through.
Yeah.
So, and it's been 5 years. Like, I would love if
Yeah, but-
we.
Think about the following though. That game 6 in Essex, I've never seen more people in that arena
No,
in
that
my life.
Okay,
that was
that's
nuts.
actually. I'm kind of glad that you brought that
Oh
up.
my
Actually,
gosh.
what was it like? Like you guys are there. You're looking around the rink and this and that, and you're seeing like this many people in the rink before warm up. Are you guys like, holy shit? Like,
Well, I didn't play.
no, I know,
At
but
all,
that's.
but
But I
in the
mean, you were
stands,
there, and
like-
yeah, like you were like I had shot the like shit with you, and I'm
Yeah.
like was saying to you, I'm like, look at this place.
Well, even the parking, like we showed up. I don't know. The game was at like we'll say
I think it was-
7:30. When we show up almost 2 hours before, the parking lot was packed,
I know.
and like usually we get there and there's not a soul. in
Yeah,
the
they
parking
should
lot.
have like reserved spots for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been better.
It was rough, and even that game 7 was crazy.
I was here
That was
watching
because
it.
they wanted to like reduce the population of the people there, and there was like people like coming in. I don't know if they had a ticket, stuff like
At
that.
that
It was-
point, you just like
It was really really crazy stuff. Like that game 6, calling that game. Like I'm sorry, Brendan. I know you couldn't be
I
there,
know. Love you,
Jonesy, but
It was
able
fun.
I was so happy I was able to call that game.
Mhm.
Like when Bugsy scored that backhander, gross goal, like right on the goal line, shovels it in. I didn't even realize it went straight in. I originally thought it
Yeah.
went off the back of Bo's head. It went straight in.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
just tucked to top shelf. And then like the final minute where everyone was just, there
Where
was
we're
like 6
going
block shots. Like
Where we were screaming on the call.
Oh my gosh. I just was like, just get high end off the glass, please. Just clear it.
I think Shirky had like 5-6 block shots.
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
last like 20 seconds.
He
Yeah, it
played a
was
big role in
nuts.
that win, man. That last
And Kyle Walker wide open in the slot.
Wyatt Slow
just Slow just gloves it down.
Oh, yeah. Or was that 2-on-1 they had? 2-on-1 or 2-on-0, and Wyatt just
It was-
sprawled across.
Well,
and
he
just-
had so many saves. Like Schladoya had like 4 shorthanded breakaways in the series.
Yeah.
Every time he's robbing him, except one.
Yeah,
One he went glove side.
Yeah, and he got him
Every
in
time he was trying to go backhand, and then finally in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a good question. If you're coming in 1-on-1 with a goalie, where are you putting it? Let's assume it's just, your average solid goalie, not a specific goaltender, but.
Well, I'm kind of going to look if he's further out of his crease, then I'm for sure going to pick up the speed a little bit and deke him. But usually, like I know I did it a lot, especially against Amherstburg, it was always the low glove.
Mm-hmm. Really, eh?
That's the way to be. Dude,
I always thought low
if you
blocker.
look at shooting percentages now, goalies are becoming better with their blocker.
Really?
And the taller the goalies get, they're worse on their glove side. Like it's Austin Matthews, obviously, right? I'm not a Leafs fan, but give him credit. He knows how to score, and you're like, how do he score that? Most of his shots are low glove, right in between, the glove and the pad.
Yeah.
And then usually the taller goalies, it's always low, like on the ice or anything. Like for most goalies, if their stick's off the ice, just go 5-hole.
Yeah. Don't give away too much. Don't give away
And
too
like
much.
those fast, like you got speed, right? And like I know a lot of guys too. If you look at obviously NHL's different league, different players, but if they've got like fast speed, they can burn a goalie 5-hole, like keep it 4 inches off the ice, get it over his stick, and they don't expect it because they're so focused on skating, staying square to the puck, and then they're just like, wow.
You just kind of get them moving a bit and just open up so many holes.
Oh man. Forehand, backhand. I think Nate Dowling had a goal against Wheatley. That was the interim in between you were being there. But
so do we have a lot of the guys back from last year? Like, is a lot of the guys? Because I know Bryce signed in LaSalle.
Right. Yeah. He's departing. Slochus is gone.
Congrats, Bryce. By the way,
Slochus is gone. Halsey's gone. Dembo's gone. Pelsmaker's gone, and Fieldsy's gone for sure.
And I think Pashuta might be done, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Well, it could make because I know there's so.
Well,
many
Mike keeps all his cards close to his chest,
Yep.
so he doesn't. Which rightfully so, but I just mean just like Mike. I fucking drill that guy with questions all the time because like I ask him the hard hitters, right? Like, hey, what about this? What about this? And he tells me.
Yep.
Like a lot of the stuff I can't say on the podcast, but he just tells me because we're on staff.
Well, yeah, and he's
right.
You
So
know
he
what I
tells
love
us,
about him? He's always truthful.
Yes.
If someone asks him, he'll answer your question, and he keeps it straight with you. He's never gonna lead you the wrong way. And I'm sure even as a player, right, he'll be honest about, what's my stats with the team. Are you guys gonna trade me? Stuff like that. He's straightforward, and that's something that not only as fans but as like players, you've got the right guy running that office. Yeah. He's never gonna put you in a corner where you can't get out of it, and that's it. Like, are you excited? Are you like fired up? Yeah,
I'm pretty fired up.
Yeah, well, you got like a benchmark for yourself, like so many points or goals or something you want to hit, or
I'm just gonna go with the flow and work my bag off and see what happens.
Score a fucking hat trick. Like seriously.
First game, man.
I can't,
watch this,
dude. If you do, like, man, beer's on me if you do. Okay, because like,
They should open the season coming out hot. Come on, schedule makers, Essex, Lakeshore. Come on.
Oh,
my dad's talking about it all the time. He watches this with his buddies at work.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're always talking about how you always chirp me about the hat trick.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't chirp you. I just say like, what do we got to do to get this kid a fucking hat trick?
He starts giving it to me too a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'll shoot the puck, bro.
No, he's
And by the way, I see
quite the
too.
shot.
Is your dad on Facebook too? Is he on Facebook?
I think he's just using my mom's.
Okay, because I see like there's you're like last. Obviously, no, it's not you, but a lot of our posts are liked by that. So thank you.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But I'm glad that he like watches the show. A lot of 73s fans watch the show. I've been kind of surprised on like so last year when you guys were in this run, the town was painted orange. Like I couldn't go out anywhere to grab a pop in a store or go to the grocery store or whatever without somebody asking me about you guys. Did you guys feel that vibe throughout the town? Like, could you feel everybody kind of rallying around you guys? And like, what did it do in the room for you guys?
I just kind of
like, you got to be able to feel that, right?
Like,
you could just
more energy.
Yeah,
I feel
for sure.
I mean, yeah, and it's got to be a different feeling for you, right? Because you're, where's your hometown?
Tecumseh.
Tecumseh, yeah. So if you're a Tecumseh guy coming from like a bigger town I guess you could call it market, something like that. But now you come to like Essex, right? And you see how it's such a tight-knit community, and like, you know, going from Windsor AAA zone to like, then you go to Chatham, which is also like a bigger market. Do you prefer that small town vibe?
I kind of like it better,
Yeah.
to be honest. Everyone kind of knows you, and it's just kind of like you're walking down the street, and it's like, oh, that's Lazar Dragicevic and all that. And it's like, oh, that's Luke Shirk. That's what, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just kind of knows you, and it just kind of feels good, and you're like so fired up to play in front of them and just show them what you can do.
Well, what did I say? My son walked down the stairs. He's 7. I say, E, who's that? What did he say right away? Bam. Without hesitation, said your name. I'm like,
I don't even think he looked at me. He just knew.
yeah, but he, so I could literally ask him, like, he's at every game, home game.
Oh yeah.
And he had last year cutouts. He had to go online at my in-laws, print out all of your photos. He had to cut them all out to where you guys were individual photos. And he was, I'm not even shitting you. This kid is 7, okay? And he right here on this table, and he was making lineups, and he's saying your names, and he's saying your numbers, and he's this, and he's that. He's announcing starting lineups. He's singing the national anthem. I'm like, this kid is 73. He's crazy right now.
Yeah.
But I love it because like we work with the team, and so like
I love this team so much.
yeah.
Like, it's
and
really
you know what?
special,
No
but-
matter how big this show gets, we will always be involved with the 73s. Always. I don't give a shit how big it gets. We will always be involved.
Oh,
So
I love everything about the 73s. I love everything Mike Bailey has done with the team.
mhm.
I love everyone that he puts on this team.
Also too,
Like it's just. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say we've been sending you guys your clips, your highlights
Yeah.
and stuff. That's funny because every guy that comes in the studio has their highlights from us saved on their on their phone.
You know what? And I gotta say, this is just kind of like, well, I don't want to make it the me show, but this is Lazar's episode. But being able to like make friendships through the 73s, it's such a rewarding feeling. Like knowing like, yeah, these guys appreciate the work I do just as much as I appreciate their play, and like, you know, being able to see when you'd walk up, shake my hand, be like, "What's up, man?" And it's good to chat. It's a really good feeling. And to know that these guys that are playing are your buddies, right?
Yeah,
They're
for
not
sure.
just, you know, NHL. You don't know any of them. They're just players. Yeah, that's your team or whatever, but it's nowhere near the same as being able to announce when you score a goal. And I just talked to you a half an hour ago when you came in, like, or when you're off the ice going out for warm-ups, stuff like that. It's and even you know, you're standing there at the door doing the video for everyone does the skating, making the graphics for you guys. I love that. Like, that's do you guys like the graphics?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
All right, that's good. Right on.
Yeah, because we're just trying to get it to where like. So this year, I wrote in a letter to the executives about like different ways to. So last year, our like reaches on our social media at a point in time, we were 500,000.
Oh yeah, Facebook.
Okay.
It was crazy.
500,000, bro. So, but then like we started doing we were doing photos of the opening face off, the videos I would shoot of you guys going out for warm up. Just like stuff like that. So this year we're trying to like, we'll kind of say it now because we're getting ready to go. But this year we're trying to switch things up a little bit because now all of the other teams started to do kind of the same thing that we were doing with you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
They did. They all of a sudden, everybody.
Well,
wants
this
to
works
make this
now.
game day
Essex
post,
page
and
is
everyone wants to make a new signing post.
yeah.
and-
So now there's different ways that you'll see that I'm not going to say yet that are going to really set us
Yeah,
aside
we're
from
bringing
everybody else.
this whole thing to the next level. Like,
I told Mike I want it near 1 million.
well,
I
yeah,
want it
like,
near 1 million
on
reaches.
the Instagram, we were reaching like 50,000 people, like straight up 50,000 people have viewed your account this past month. Like, it was crazy. Like, right halfway through the playoffs, like, and all kinds of likes on the posts and reshares and all this stuff.
Dude.
And it's like
Insane.
there was like
Insane.
15% of the followers were out of Canada, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
dude.
that's when you know
Like-
we're almost, for any of you listeners out there, I think we're like 7 people away from 2,000 followers. Please go and follow
Really?
the 73's account
Shit, I thought we were more than that.
on Instagram.
Oh,
Facebook, we got a lot
Let's
more
go.
because there's
Essex,
but
stand up.
My
Let's
goal
go.
as the social media administrator is so much of the 73s organization wasn't tapping into a good amount of the people who attend their games, the youth, these people 25 and under, even kids now, people who are on Instagram, Twitter, it's kind of fading. It's not as popular of a social media thing, but like even we know the two girls who are affiliated with us, they did the TikTok, the 73s fan page, stuff like that.
Funny.
Yeah, they do.
They're awesome, man.
They
Love
got
those.
the one clip.
Love those two.
I'm screaming into the mic about the fact Luke's shirt got checked from behind. I think Aiden Sullivan, and I'm like, "Have fun in the box, Sullivan." Like, I'm right into it, and I love that. And Cuvion diving into the bench, like funny things like that. You can really reach, and I understand, keep things professional, but you still want to. Make them human. They're just the same as like I'm sitting next to you on the couch right now. They're people just the same as me and Ant and anyone else. And
is there anything that you think would be kind of sweet that you'd want us to do? Because we're open to anything, dude. Anything that you guys want that you think would help, just tell us, man. And we're down because we're here for you guys. You know what I mean? So like that's the thing. The one downfall that kind of pissed me off last year was like we had like one or two of you guys on the show the whole season.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I think that if we would have had more of you guys on leading up into that playoff run, like, don't mind, get me wrong, the place was packed. My goal for this team is to get this town to know you guys better, to give you them more of an inside look of the 73s. And I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. I don't it has to, because like it's just we're so well rounded as an organization, and that means like from Mike to like you guys on the ice to us in between to go ahead because I know you're thinking something.
So I was just thinking about this. I think I saw the New Jersey Devils did it, and like Dougie Hamilton, they do this schedule. Where like they like make kind of lighthearted jokes about each place they have to visit. It'd be really easy for us because there's only 8 teams in the division and 7 places to visit. So you could write like all the dates that you're in that team's location, and then say a couple jokes about their team. Obviously not throwing shade on the organization, but making a bit of jokes. I think that'd be good, and have the players involved. So have the players do the schedule. Oh, this whatever, we're in Lakeshore. And then just, like blank stare into the screen because everyone knows, whatever, Lakeshore's run the division, stuff like that. But, yeah, man, like we're an open book, and like any of our fans out there, like feel free to shoot these guys a message, say, hey, you're my favorite player, stuff like that. I'm sure you guys eat that right up.
Yeah, you guys probably like hearing that, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many guys, like, did you have to do the autographs and stuff this year, signing stuff for kids and stuff like that? I know. I always see you guys do it. I always like seeing you go. Well, obviously, my son, like, has, like, 17 million things signed for you guys. I had to tell the guys, like, stop giving him stuff because, like, give it to the other kids.
We got to have him.
No, I already told him that he's got to sign that. But
the OG.
So, like, is there anything that you're looking this year to maybe with your game that you thought was kind of lacking this year that you're looking to improve or anything like that? Or like, so what's up?
Probably just picking up my speed a little bit, working on that. And just obviously since Tony's back, more like positioning. Because it was a little bit different going from Chatham to Essex.
Oh, for sure.
So just working on that, I feel like I'd be a lot better.
You're a truck too, though, boy. You're a big boy, man. Like, you're a thick guy.
Go through
like,
people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just
skate. Yeah, you had a couple good hits this year, right in front of the benches. I remember one. Was it Dresden? You guys were playing. It was someone who had like a lot of white on their jersey. I forget, but
could it have been Lakeshore? Would it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Could it have been?
Yeah, he had a couple good hits, and I'm like,
are you thinking?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you thinking of the hit? Connor blew somebody up in front of the Lakeshore
There were
bench.
so many. That's what another thing I love about watching you guys. Anyone on the team, even Bryce Bello, kid's 140 pounds, soaking wet,
hit like a truck,
and he hits hard
because he's timely when he hits. He times it perfectly.
Yeah,
but he knows like he. I found the thing with him too is he closes a gap quick.
Yeah,
like you ever notice
quick
that?
Step. Yeah, acceleration.
Like he takes. It seems like he takes 2 strides forward and he gains 5, and then he's just boom. but he's solid. But he's another thing too. You don't have to be like super heavy, right? Like you just have to be strong on your skates, use your edges, and
good
stuff
center
like
balance.
that, timely hitting and stuff like that. But he seemed to that kid for 16 years old. He was like really like he's gonna be good, man.
Oh yeah, and we wish him well too
of
in his
course.
departure. Like
Yeah,
he's
of
going to
course.
LaSalle. Great organization. I'm not sure if he's returning as head coach, but I know their coach is pastor Chad Shepley. Great guy, former left shot D himself, so I'm sure you'd have lots of insight for Bryce when he goes there. And that Vipers team, good club.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
So what do you think?
Is there anybody that you're looking forward to playing on a line with or anything this year? Maybe like, or are you kind of the same line that you like? Who were you with last year?
Levesque and
Because I know you were kind of bouncing around
I know
a
I
bit, the lineup.
wing partners with Levesque, and then usually we had 3 centers sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of different.
Okay. Is there anybody you want to play with this year?
Honestly, wherever I get put, I don't really mind because they're all.
Oh, I get it, but come on. You gotta have like at least one guy on your wing that you're like, let's go, buddy. Like, there's got to be that one.
I wouldn't mind working with Dowles.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's nasty. I wouldn't mind working with Dowell. Shit,
He's
kidding me?
gross.
He's fucking nasty.
Bro,
just go to the net.
one-on-one.
Like I can just stand in front of that.
Just go to the net. Yeah.
He'll just pick the corners or like find my stick somewhere, and it's just in the net.
So is that your more like style of play? You like to be out front of the net, mucking it up in the corners, stuff like that, along the boards?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you should. You're a big boy. I would too. Fuck. Yeah, like Dowells, he's just like some of the goals he scores, I just walk away from the thing.
Dude,
like, I don't know.
He had some pretty gross moves this year. Like just one-on-one. Same with Piccolo. Those guys are like, they're on another level, right? Like you watch them and you're like, man, these guys.
I know Pix had a lot of nice moves in, I think it was game 6.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
6.
Yep.
Like just spinorama, fake pass. Like I think he lost Scarlett's ankles. Like Scarlett was just gone out of the picture, and Piccolo was just right there.
He got a winner. That was in game 4.
Trevor LaRue on a spin cycle, short-handed.
Yeah,
was that game 4?
Forehand, backhand. Oh my gosh.
I think that was game 4.
Yeah, because
right?
we were down.
We were down 2-1 in the series.
Yeah. And that was the first time that Essex got that second goal, because we scored first every single game.
Yeah.
And it was just getting that 2-0 lead, and he finally got it short-handed. It was like, what's it like playing with guys like him and Dowling? Must be pretty special.
Yeah, it's great. They're always there to pick you up if you're down, and they're always pushing you to work harder. And if you look at them, you're like, I want to be better than them. So you're working harder, if not as hard. If like you're working as hard as them, if not harder. Just pushing yourself to be the best you can, honestly.
I feel like I know this answer already, but who's the guy on the bench who's always chirping?
Let's see what kind of guesses you have. And
I'm going Luke Shirk 100%. Like it's like I don't necessarily mean like a bad way. I just mean he's just always talking.
Yeah, he talks a lot, but a lot of the time it's what you did, like what you can do better if you did something good. And then sometimes it's just he's feeding the other guys, and they're getting so mad, and he goes out there and they get a penalty, or he gets a penalty, and it's just
okay. So who's that guy on the bench where it's like, boys, calm down, we're okay, like you know what I mean, like just relax. Like who's that? Coos is that like calming guy? That's weird because you would never think that with him. I mean, you could because he's such a calm.
He seems like the calmest guy on the team.
But I just mean like. He just doesn't seem like he'd be the type that would like speak up like on the bench type deal. That's all.
No, he does. Especially in the room. He'll tell us like if we're playing like absolute crap, like he'll let us know. But then if we're playing good, he'll just keep I don't know how to say it, but he'll keep us up and
just say keep doing what we're doing type deal and this and that.
Encourage you guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
Don't try too hard because then you'll start fumbling everything, and it's just like play your game, do what you have to do and what you know you can do. And if you're doing something completely different, like for me, if I'm not a skill guy, like why would I be trying to dangle people on a one-on-one or trying to get out of the zone? Like just get pucks out and run through the guys.
Know your role.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, though, I think if you use that shot this year, you heard it here first. 20 goals. That's your benchmark, man. Go for it.
How
You're a
many hat
goals
tricks
guy.
are you gonna
You're
get?
a goals guy. You always like doubles the amount of goals he gets in assists. So
Yeah, that is true.
I could see it if he plays close to a full schedule. Let's say he gets 30 games plus in. I could see 20
I think
goals.
you will this year. I think you're gonna see.
Well, I think Essex is going to see a lot of big scores, which makes me think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can
For
see
sure.
this guy get on the score sheet. Well, his shot's too potent. The first game I was on the announcements, I'm like, he's coming down the wing. Good Lord. Like, he unloaded one barring in, and it was like, oh, boy. All right.
I typed your name quite a bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I know which guys that are doing shit because, like, I'm the one that's online typing your name when you score goals. Like,
If you scored one, there was another one coming.
I've, like, not even joking. I've been at work watching your games, listening to these guys, updating social media from work.
From the line. This guy grinds
From
hard.
the line at Chrysler's. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. But I do it. I just do it, man. I just got to do it.
Don't let corporate hear that.
Whatever.
Is that why the line's always so slow?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my dad gets shut down in the
I'm the
parts.
reason why the line runs so slow.
Exactly. One guy, one ant.
I'm pretty well tapped out. Do you have anything else that you want to ask him?
No, that's
or
all
you-
just like, dude, thanks so much for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
for
Thanks for
sure.
being
Thanks
such
for
a
having me, guys.
like
It was
such a
great.
good.
It's been a long time
humble
coming,
guy,
man.
like-
know.
I'm happy that we could have someone like you who represents your organization in
Mhm.
every way really, really
Yeah.
well. And I know there's a room full of guys there that do that,
Mhm.
but especially getting you on here, like someone who we've exchanged a couple chats together and
For sure.
Yeah.
get hyped over these goals, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like,
Yeah,
But,
man. So
no.
good luck moving forward. Come
Mhm.
on throughout the year. We'll have you back on maybe
Yeah.
about like halfway point, and we'll kind of shoot the shit. This can't be the first and only time that you come on. You got to come on again. So we'll do it again. Good luck. We're watching, obviously. We're there.
oh yeah,
And the hat trick's coming, buddy. It's coming.
Yeah,
I can
don't
feel
worry.
it, okay?
game one,
And,
come on.
Yeah, man. And like I said, good luck moving forward. We're watching and just can't wait for this season to get going, buddy.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the stars.